Are you ready to vote? Welcome to Part 2, Intelligence, Stress, and Voting. In this presentation, we'll discuss surprising changes that happen in our brain when it detects real or perceived threats. The most important thing to remember for this video is that we need our intelligence to cast informed votes. But the intelligent parts of our brain are far too slow to confront emergencies. So when we encounter a threat, our intelligence shuts down and fast parts of the brain take over. That's right, we become kinda gullible. Therein lies our dilemma. We need intelligence to vote properly, but overexposure to real and perceived threats reduces our intelligence. The rest of this presentation will explain this phenomenon from different perspectives. Keep in mind that responses to threats happen on a continuum, meaning they can be fully activated or partially activated depending on the situation, but both require less use of the intelligent mind. Let's begin by considering the following scenario. You're walking along the sidewalk while talking to your doctor on the phone. You think critically as he explains the next treatment plan. You turned across the street when suddenly a car speeds towards you. What do? Do you continue talking to your doctor as if nothing happened? Of course not. Instead, you instinctively jump out of the way, completely unable to process what a phone even is. This example demonstrates that during times of stress, our high intelligence shuts down and survival instincts take over. Now picture this example. You're sitting at home listening to music on the TV while eating your favorite pasta from a local restaurant. You savor every bite as you try to guess the ingredients. Suddenly, loud music and colorful breaking news graphics flash across the television. A reporter appears and she accurately shares horrific details and gory images of a distant tragedy. Do you think you would still ponder the pasta's ingredients? Most likely not. The faster, more automatic parts of your brain would turn off your intelligence and force you to look at the screen. This reaction is known as the orienting response. The orienting response is an automatic survival mechanism that helps us notice abrupt changes in our environment. But if the intelligent parts of our brain turn off, what fast part of the brain takes over? The answer is the emotional part of the brain. The emotional brain takes the lead in determining whether the information on the screen is threatening. And how does the emotional brain communicate with us? Emotions. Once you've assessed the threat, your analytical thinking doesn't just switch back on like a light. Instead, it comes back online slowly as it works alongside your highly persuasive emotions. This may continue to influence your behavior, such as urging you to keep watching the tragic news report. It may even cause you to start doom scrolling on your smartphone. The tendency to obsess over concerning information is also an ancient instinct. It helps us determine our proximity to danger, which is why it's important to stay informed. But it can also make us consume too much troubling information. And, as we learned in Part 1, that can be wildly unhealthy. Once again, we see that when our brain is presented with stress, much of our intelligence shuts off as survival instincts turn on. The car scenario provided our fast emotional brain the opportunity to fight the threat or flee from it, and that kept us safe. The breaking news scenario, in contrast, offered no such option. There was no way to fight or flee the details of the tragic story, and that forced our emotional brain into a third state, the freeze response. We'll discuss the fight, flight, and freeze responses in a future video. So in conclusion, let's recap. Humans are highly intelligent creatures, but that intelligence comes at a price. Our intelligence requires a great deal of energy and significant time. Therefore, when we encounter real or perceived threats, the intelligent parts of our brain get shut down so our fast emotions can take over and keep us safe. Since we need intelligence to cast well-informed votes, what do? By understanding that our brain works like a seesaw, with intelligence on one side and survival instincts on the other, we can decide the kinds of information we consume. We may even discover that some of the alarmist political commentators that we thought were helping us cast better votes may actually be doing the opposite by making us less able to think for ourselves. Legitimate, sensationalized, politically disruptive, and even fake news are nothing new. But with the internet came the ability to overconsume such content. So much so that we can believe the information we overconsume accurately reflects all of reality, when it doesn't. That changed the name of the mental health game. So remember, moderation is key. With awareness and the right tools, we can regain control and ensure that our decisions are truly ours. So, are you ready to vote? We hope you'll find the answer that you need to confidently say, "Yes, I am."